Hello, good evening. Welcome to Pick Right's channel. Today we will talk about career planning and financial literacy. This is a very broad topic, and honestly, I'm just sharing whatever I could gather in my 20 years of experience, and based on the mistakes I have done and the learnings I have learned throughout in my 20 years based on the career and financial literacy. So based on that, I think I qualify a little to explain to you all on what is the best thing or what is the best way, what I've learned, and to share that knowledge. I'm Archana Ilpauluri, co-founder and CEO of PickRight. PickRight is a self-directed smart investment platform, but more of that, I'm a woman, I'm a homemaker, I'm a mother of one kid, and I love my career, and I'm a person who is very logical, who is a techie at heart, love coding, and absolutely love reading. So let's straight away dive into what exactly are we planning to cover here, and why do we even need career planning? When we today, if we have to go to a vacation, I'm sure every one of us we plan to the T. Where are we going? With whom are we going? Where are we eating? Which car are we going? Or what is the flight? What time are we going? Do we need to plan food? So there are so many things we sincerely plan to make that such a short event successful. If you're going on a date, can be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or even you're going on a trip with your friends, you actually make sure that you plan it so well that nothing goes wrong. Then why don't we really plan our careers when it is so important and paramount for us that it actually defines the person whom we are? Why aren't we taught that career needs to be planned right from the day one when you start your professional education? It can be at 18 years, it can be at 20 years, whichever age you start. Because in India, primarily, we are only taught about theories, nothing about application, nothing about career. Everything is, it has to go way how the wind sways. There is no cleaner career planning path neither in a college nor in a school. Now I see there is slowly a shift is happening in colleges, in undergrad colleges and in postgrad, where people really sit and talk to their peers and understand what they have to do, how they have to do, with the complete paradigm shift on startups, different things which are coming out, different areas opening. But why isn't a career planning super important for women? For women, they finish their education, get a job wherever they get a job, and they start doing it to figure out whether they love that job or not, and look, compare with others and say, well, this is not my job. So strong, I made that mistake, and it took at least an year and a two to understand what exactly I really love doing. And I immediately started focusing on what I love and started growing in that. So it is very important that if you are in your early stages or even in your mid stages, let it be later stages, any stage of your career, I would suggest sit down and really think whether the current job what you are doing is what you love. And if you will, then, like how Confucius said, you never have to work a day in your life. You will love enjoying going there. Career is never ever for money. Career is for your self right. Career is for your self worth. Career is when you can sleep at the night peacefully thinking you have done something worth which has a value for tomorrow. And I think it is very important, every one of us, every girl should be doing something which makes her proud to get up the second next day and look forward to it. What are ABCs of career? So let me tell my own definition. This no one has actually put it out, but according to me, A is something what you do should be attractive, right? Like if even if you're going out, you need that place to be attractive, you need that person to be attractive, you need that thing to be attractive. B, it should be border level insane, isn't it? As women, we are all little insane. We want something which is vivacious, loving, which we want to really be very happy when we are doing something. So B, it should be borderline insane. And C, obviously it should be creative. Creative is a very underrated word. Creative, you have to be creative in whatever you do. It doesn't mean only in arts or in something which is not related to your tech or even hard jobs, but creativeness needs to be there at every part of every job. So ABCs are important. It should be attractive. Whatever career you choose at any stage of life, it should be attractive, it should be border level insane, you should be mad enough to get on a gloomy day, on a rainy day, no matter what happens, you want to go open your laptop, or if you have to be physically present, you should be go there because you are absolutely in love with it. And C, it should be creative, it should bring out the creative side of it. So let us talk about passion. Now we see passion is a pretty trending word. Everyone talks about passion and they say you need to get passion in career. Well, I really did not get any passion in my career when I started it. I developed passion in the job I started to do. I really loved writing code, and in fact, whether believe it or not, I wrote code almost 14 to 15 years in my career. I was a tech person, tech architect, and I absolutely loved where my peers became managers and VPs and all, but I still started loving code and I started writing code because that's where I found my passion. Being logically something, being something to solve a problem really keeps me up and makes me and keeps me young too. I strongly believe that's how I can connect with youngsters, young people. You continuously evolve if you are doing something which you are passionate about. And it is very hard to find what is your passion unless you start trying out. And if someone tells that you shouldn't try out, like, because we are all coming, India is a completely traditional mindset with parents, friends, relatives. They really don't appreciate if a person changes their careers or changes their jobs to find out what they love. They actually think you are not sane enough, but let them keep their opinion with themselves. You have to be passionate enough to find what you're passionate. So start changing your careers and understand what exactly clicks with you. Where do you feel like getting up ready, choosing that nice dress, wearing that fragrant perfume, and stepping out with confidence because you are going to create something that is so amazing. Tomorrow someone is going to use it. So, and that is the B thing what we have to all work towards. And that is how you should choose your career. There is no hard and fast rule. You have finished your BTech, so logically you should go and join a company where you start coding, or you have completed your NIFT and that's where you should go and join something you're passionate in it. You are into content writing, so just go and do content. No, you have to continuously start looking where and how you fit in the career, and that is very important. And you should start checking out different careers before you settle one with it. It is okay to check everything and settle. Better late than never. And this brings to me my thing, like how education shifted in the last 20 years. When I was studying, the way I was motivated to get a job is like the minute you fail or you get less marks, you don't get a job, we will immediately get you married. Well, heck no, I don't want to get married at a very young age. I really want to experience my life. I want to travel. And my mother said, if that is what you have to do, then better study and get a job. honestly, it's not really a very encouraging for someone to get scarred at the young age that you need to really escape marriage by only getting a job. So that's how we were forced to study. But now, if you see, in the last 20 years, I'm super amazed and happy how default education aspirations goals have become common for women as well as for the man, and equal opportunities level playing field has been created, and it is absolutely okay for a woman to decide whether she wants to pursue a career or want to take a break or want to do something else. It's a choice, and choice is such a powerful word. We should all respect that word, and that should not be taken for granted. When you have a choice, you have a power to exercise that choice, and you all today have that power. So start exploring what you like and start becoming the CEO of your career, and you charter it, you navigate it where it gives you ABC of your life. How do you, what exactly happens? This is a traditional chart of how, graph of how women grow, or everyone grows. 0 to 5, you start as a trainee, apprentice, manager, and that is the time. It's very important, whichever role you are, wherever you are, whatever role in your organization you are playing, it is very important for you to understand how is that your role, whatever the task you do, is going to impact the end user. That is where you get the sense of responsibility and you start performing better and better. The biggest challenge, whatever I have seen, and when I have mentored and when I have spoke to many people, the biggest problem is they are not aware when it comes to division of a minute task which you are supposed to do. Probably you have to keep a book from point A to point B. A person just keeps a point A to point B, not knowing moving of point A to point B, what significance it actually brings. The minute the book comes to B, what happens to that and how that action actually helps the end user. So that is where getting trained, being responsible, being involved in what the end result, that is very important, and that's what actually helps in your early forming years. Then the next 6 to 20 years would be the best time to become a domain knowledge expert. When I say domain knowledge expert, it is everything is a domain, whether you code, whether you learn, whether you write content, whether you create graphics, whether you are speaking, whether you are into marketing, whether you are into sales. Take any field for that matter. Without domain knowledge, your skill, whatever your core skill, cannot be shining. So it is very important that you start becoming specialist in every area, whatever you are getting an opportunity in. That is where you are jumping into next levels, getting promotion or being noticed. It will become very strong. So this is a very important thing which I want to share. Be domain expert. Start learning about the domain. Don't give up. Don't sleepwalk because this is just your task. If your task is to just create a graphic image, just don't create a graphic image. Understand what happens with this graphic image, who is that learning, what you are even writing in that image, everything, right? Domain knowledge. If you are writing a single line of code, understand what this line of code does in a bigger picture. So domain knowledge is super, super, super important. And the rest of the time, your 20, 30 years, then you automatically grow into a CXO position because you'll own the ownership. You'll become a generalist because you have got the experience, whatever you have needed. Career growth, investing in skills and continuous learning. So what do you need to do to create your growth? So I strongly believe investing in skills, well, it is a very interesting thing. People nowadays, we see everyone says that you need to learn this course, you need to do your post graduation, you need to this, otherwise there is no career growth. I strongly believe that just learning the skills will not really take you. You have to actually use them in your real life unless you start. So you can learn while you are doing that, or you can just go take a break and learn, but unless you start using them and gaining experience, there is no way just learning, investing in skills will give you the career growth. And of course money is something, and never, money is a very important thing, which makes you feel that the more you get money, your career is growing. Believe me, I've been there, seen it, and understood. Money never gives you satisfaction. Probably it gives you a little more so that you can spend on Amazon or Flipkart, or probably go to a saloon or a spa, or have a drink with your friend. But you will still be sitting and thinking, why didn't I get that important piece of work, or why didn't I solve that problem? So it is very important that you all understand that career growth comes when you start investing yourself in your career, and then starting evolving, and this is super duper important. Well, so sometimes I hear that, do we need to work in startups? Is that the fastest way to grow a career? Is so, yeah. So I strongly believe, if you ever get a chance to work, then please work in startups. That is the best way to grow in your career. In a startup is a company which is always frugal. You will be doing 2 to 3 people job, so the abundance of learning, the opportunity is abundant. The way you can start learning and absorbing and observe and absorb, those are two powerful words which will actually make you grow faster and faster in the career, and understand and exploit full of your what are your capacities and capabilities. You will understand how much you can do and how much you cannot. If at all you get to chance work in a startup, even if it is for a lesser salary, for 2 3 years, I would suggest, please go ahead and start work in a startup. It gives you a completely different view altogether. Well, is work life balance a myth? That's what we hear and understand. Yes, I think work life balance is a myth. There is no work life balance, and I never had one. So if you are super passionate about your cooking, you will really don't care what is happening elsewhere. You will just focus on your cooking. If you are super passionate about that romantic TV series what you are watching, you are never bothered about what is happening in your house. If you are really interested in that video game, or in that game what you are playing on your phone, you are zero bothered about what is going on around you. It is similar to, if you are passionate about your work, you are not bothered about what is happening around you. So it is work life balance. If you are going on a vacation, you will not be bothered about what is happening elsewhere. So how can we have a work life balance? So everything has its own pockets of time, and when you are in that time, you have to be focused on that. The only thing what you can do is manage your time better. We will talk about time management, and probably in the next month's webinar when we do it. But when you're doing it, it is not like you switch off from 9 to 5, you stop the switch, come back and do it. Those days are gone. My mother worked as a professor, and she says that she has a work life balance because 10 to 4 was her college, and 4 she came back and she managed her kids. But I don't think we live in that era. For us, it is super dynamic. Every day it comes with its own challenges, and every day is a learning exercise. And as I said, have perfection in what we do, and do that again and again, again and again. Understand why you are doing it, and once you know why you are doing it, then you will be very happy that you have actually aced that. So it is very important that you are perfect in what you do and take your career decisions. How do you build a how do you build a how do you build a career beyond upgrading skills? So taking ownership, so seeing the big picture always. So uh, how do you see the big picture? The big picture is knowing what is the end user, what product the end user is going to use, and what is the value. Light. Understanding what value you bring to the end product or end deliverable. So being connected and understanding what is needed is very important. So upgrading skills is one part of the story, and only you will upgrade if you can understand end to end product. Otherwise you cannot understand. So it can be anything what you are working. Everything is a product, be it a service, be it an art, be it a fashion design, be it anything. Everything is a product. So understanding what value you bring to the end product or end deliverable makes you start taking ownership and seeing the big picture always. And I request, never shift for money. Always, money is a great parameter. Everyone needs money. But when you are shifting, shift where you have the opportunity to learn, earn, and grow. Unless these three doesn't come together, there is no point in shifting for the money, because you'll still be shifting for the money. And I always suggest, find a mentor at the place wherever you go. At first it might be a little boring, but learning, following, and get guided keep takes you long way. And I had great mentors throughout my journey, and they helped me see in different angles which I couldn't see earlier. Well, yeah, I wanted to switch on the light. So, yeah, now I think it's better. So, coming to the topic career break, do we need to take a career break? Absolutely, yes. Everyone, it's your life, it's your career. If you want to take a career break, take it. Is it difficult to coming back from a career break? I don't think so. Now the days have changed. No longer it is like you have a break in your career, or you don't have the right education. As long as you have the intent, you have the interest, and you have the intuitiveness, the three I's: interest, intent, intuitiveness, to create something, to be there part of the team, you can actually get back and join anything, as long as you're ready to learn. But I suggest, if you get a chance, again I'm telling, if you get a chance, work in a startup for an year or two, and then it helps you to it equals to 5 years in a corporate company. So take your career break, understand why do you need a break. Unless it is absolutely needed, don't go for a break. You can actually work as a part time or a freelancer, so you keep in touch with what is happening, so you feel actually being part of the whole thing. If it is absolutely needed, go for a break. And if, since you have already taken a break, my strategy is to start something which you wouldn't have done if your career continuing. So pause, whatever you're doing, and if you have a chance, go ahead and take a break, start something super cool. So now coming on to it, so if you have a great career, are you super? Are you a millionaire in 10 years? If that's what it is, and what is financial literacy? So I would like to talk about this a little bit before I wrap up the webinar, because for me this topic is very close, and my startup also does that. Financial literacy in India population of 1.5 billion, just 24% of them have financial literacy. And what exactly is financial literacy? That there is, you can go open a bank account, they know how to take amount money from the bank account, they know that there is a checkbook and the basic bank account saving features. Just 4% of the 1.5 billion, just 4% of them go in an organized structure investment. And out of 4%, just 1% of women are also not there who are into investments. So when we talk about financial literacy, it is a real shame that we are very behind even Brazil. that Why? What is the reason? The reason being, we were not taught right from our childhood, neither in our homes nor in our school, that investment is paramount. How do you manage your finances? The main thing what we are taught in the houses is, don't spend your money, go and save your money in banks. None of our parents have taught this is how you have to multiply the money, and not even the school. School always taught us how we have to create principal interest, compound interest. Always thought about that you have given loan to 2 rupees and now you have got 2.50. What is the interest? What type of interest? Sadly, there was very any emphasis on how you have to create an investment path for yourself. And that is exactly what I want to talk about and touch about it, because as a woman, I felt the need, and when I started investing, I felt I absolutely made blunders, and that's what inspired me to go ahead and build Pickrite. That Pickrite should be a self-directed platform which will help people to easily ease their time and efficiently manage their investment. So coming back to what are the misconceptions of investment, we all do investments to save tax, right? Because somebody has told that you're ATCC, so you need to go and take an insurance, mutual funds, blah, 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 so you can save tax. Absolutely, not even knowing, closing our eyes, we just go and we do invest in the invest in that. Not knowing what are the repercussions, we just do. And then we start believing our friends, family, relations, everybody for advice. It is the same thing. The other person also talks to you about advice, and you both go and do whatever you feel. So the biggest problem is we actually are so confused and chaotic. The whole process of where to invest, what to invest, how much to invest, we tend to best to ignore that, because we were taught, that is how we were trained. The best way to avoid a problem is not to confront it or to understand it, but it is better to ignore it. And that's exactly what we are all doing. And when I ask anyone, even today when we are running the platform, hardly 0.5% of the total user base we have is women. When we call women and say, well, I don't do, either my father does it, or my husband does it, or my brother does it. You are working 24 bar 7, you are intelligent, you are smart, you are better than your husband, you are better than your brother, you are better than your father. All you have to do is understand what it is. Start small, start baby steps, take control of your money. After all, it is your money, you have earned it. And the different misconceptions is, you need a lot of funds to start investing. No, you can start with 500 rupees a month. You can create your own money, you can create your own emergency funds with 500 rupees. It is a very long tiring process to start it, put a demat account or a mutual fund. It might be little more than ordering from Swiggy or Zomato, but it is worth the effort. You have to have a PAN number, and there are few questions asked, but believe me, once you do it, it is your investment journey. Your money will be growing. And the thing is, well, I'll spend now and I'll save it next month. Well, your spending never stops. You are okay to go and try out 1,000 rupees dish which you are not sure whether it is pretty yummy or not, and you're okay to leave it, but you're not ready to go and invest 1,000 rupees in an investment where the chances of it becoming 1,000 becoming 1,500 or more, yeah, or your 1,000 becoming just 950, but you won't be losing your 1,000. You are not ready to take that chance, but you're okay to go and take a chance of wasting that 1,000 rupees on a dish which you are not even sure, because this is how our mindset has been tuned, that the minute you invest, you are losing the money. You don't have a control. So it is very important to come out of step out of these conceptions. And so how we have seen how women are in the same level playing field of getting into jobs, doing what they love. The next thing, the next wave is creating their own corpus, creating their own fund corpus, doing what they want. And for that, it is very important to start learning, understanding what are different things of investment. So I'll just take another 10 minutes and I'll run through how your investment profile should look like, and then we can have another webinar later. So irrespective of the salary you are earning, your percentage of salary, you should be only having 10% in insurance, and you should be putting 20% of your salary in investments and 10% for your emergency funds. So be very clear, your savings are different and investments are different. In India, unfortunately, we actually synonymize these both words. We say saving is equal to investing. Saving is just keeping it in your bank account or a cash or somewhere where you can use it immediately in a rainy day. Investing is something where you are making this money work for yourself. The passive money starts earning, your invested money starts multiplying, and that is what investing means. So saving and investing are two different things. EMI 30%, expenses are 30%, EMI, well, I'm not really a fan of EMI, I'm a victim of EMI. I had no one like this telling to me that EMIs are a waste of life. So if you can avoid EMI, go ahead and avoid EMI, add little to your invest and start spending, splurging, and have a ball of time adding to your expenses. But this is your typical investment profile. And please see that if that is what you are doing it today. And well, this is what it is. Your EMI, avoid as much as possible. Your expenses, keep it 30%. See that your EMIs are taken out and you have the 30% to spend on what you like. Go for that vacation, go for the trip, go to a salon, go to a spa, buy the dress whichever you wanted, buy the shoes whatever you want. So go for a nice, buy an experience. I always tell you, don't buy things, but you always buy experiences. And then save 10% in your cash liquid fund. Invest in your hybrid funds. Diversification is the name of the game. That is where you actually maximize your returns and you minimize your risk. You cannot just go and put it in one instrument. Even mutual funds did not give great returns. Equities really gave good returns. So what we say is you need to diversify your investment in different asset classes, so it is always protected. And insurance, well, I strongly say that don't we are anyway doing a webinar on different types of insurances which you should do, but strongly suggest, if somebody is selling you any other insurance apart from term or health insurance, please don't take it. They are actually not right way for investments. You shouldn't get into it. So you should only have a term insurance and a health insurance, and definitely health insurance should cover all your members and your family top up. So this is the breakup of your typical investment profile. your expenses, EMIs, avoid EMIs, your savings, investing, and insurances. That will actually help you, and in the long term helps you to create your passive income. We are all living in a ticking time bomb. We are all looking at a retirement which is pensionless. We don't have any financial planning or an investment ability which is DNA'd in ourselves. Our only school education was just read, get a job, get married. It is such a traditional, typical environment we are all living in. So the main thing what we all should focus is how can we create a great passive income so we can live worry free with ease and efficiency. So the only way is to make money is to multiplying money with a smart investment, and there are no other ways. Believe me, there are no other ways unless you get into a scam or do it. But only way is smart investments, and we all tend to avoid it because we feel in our mind it is a complex process. So because there is less clarity, we don't know where to invest, complex nature of the products, wrong decisions because we have lost money, wrong experience, somebody has told, bad experiences in the family, and how do we monitor and manage and diversify. So these are all the mind blocks which you and me, every one of us have. But believe me, these can be overcome, and start investing, do your financial planning. Don't get into the whole chaotic, confusing mindset. Just step out of it, look at it a third party, and start investing. So where do you start? I'll just cover the basics of it. In the next webinars, we'll take you through how you can trade, what are the different things, how we should go about, and talk to you about more of my product. So first thing, you should have a PAN card, even if you want to invest. What is long term, short term? Long term is something where you create value, where you create assets, where you have a legacy, what you can leave it to your kids, spouse, family, anyone. Short term trading is something is for experts. It is for people whose job is trading. So I wouldn't suggest, unless you are a trader and you understand the fundamentals and technicalities of everything, but I would suggest you to start understanding the basics of it and get into investments. And what are the type? You have cash, futures, options, commodities, and currencies, which are actually traded on exchange. So every listed company has a share value, and that is getting traded. And you have bonds, and there are mutual funds. Mutual funds are big houses where they actually create a fund buying set of equities under them, and where there is a fund manager who actually manages it. So for you to start investing, you need to have a demat account opened. A demat account is with any broking exchange. So it starts with a PAN card and a bank statement, and now everything is digital. So I would suggest everyone to have a demat account, and then start understanding what exactly you have to invest, financial planning, and understand yourself. Just don't believe anyone who comes and says this is what you need. Start your own awareness, and getting the basic awareness is very important. And we have gold and real estate. All roads lead to real estates, right? At the end of the day, your mother, my mother, everybody says, okay, did you get enough money? Why don't you buy a house, or why don't you buy something where you get passive income? So in India, at the end of the day, whether it is India or outside, we are humans. When we are humans, we are animals. At the end, it is always a territorial war. It's a claim on the territory. So everyone wants a piece of land, and whether you have made enough investment, the next thing is you want to have a piece of house for yourself, or you want to buy a commercial property where you can get passive income. So real estate is a major part of investment asset class in India. So what you can do is you can keep it as one of your dream and work towards it where you can get it. Crypto, we see a lot of hype nowadays for crypto. Well, yes, do you, if you ask me, should we do it? I think yes, yeah, hell yeah, you should try out crypto. It needs a PAN card and RBI, whether India is, this is very volatile, but it is a very, very risky asset class. Please understand. Whereas today, if Zomato, you see hype about Zomato's IPO happened and it's launched, and it has listed at more than 65%, and it is around 130, 5 rupees it is trading. So at least you have Zomato as a company, you know what is happening under Zomato. But in crypto, there is absolutely no company, nothing, anyone. Even today, you, if you have the necessary skills, you can create your own cryptocurrency and place it and start trading on it. So it all goes, there are no fundamentals. It is a completely unregulated structure. It goes up and down with speculation, tweets, and people endorsement. But I would suggest, if you are really super duper excited, learn about crypto, don't trade more than anywhere between, not even 1,000 rupees. You should start with 100 or 200 to even see whether is that what gives you the interest or not. So crypto, try to avoid as much as you can, but open, study about investing, study about fund management, and we will try to cover it as we create more webinars via PickRight. But that's a start for you. So coming to the last bit of it, what we do is PickRight is a self-directed smart investment platform. We actually are a powered platform enabling 217 million digital native users to invest and diversify smart. We take different details from the user and we create a personalized diversified allocation. So the user need not be under stress on where and how much, when to park their money, what they should be doing to get their best returns in the long term. So it is completely financial planning commoditized in a much smarter AI ML driven way. So that is where we will create FD, mutual funds, crypto, long term, how you should be actually doing, and whole portfolio is rebalanced. When I say rebalanced, we actually nudge what to enter, when to enter, exit, helping you to manage your portfolio with ease and efficiency. The whole goal for PickRight is to create financial stability for Indian youth. So that is exactly what we are working towards. And you can actually drop me a line, talk to me on how we are creating and disrupting this space, and would love to assist you. And definitely we'll be creating more webinars and understanding how we can do better and connect and create financial awareness for women in the investing space, and obviously in the career planning, in whatever way I can contribute back to the society. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, great Saturday, and great weekend. Thank you, guys.